Hi, welcome to the So Late It's Early show, and I'm your host, Ann Sullivan. Today we have a special guest with us. His name is Dr. Simone Bahu, and today he's going to talk about his book. He's going to talk about chakras and other things that have to do with spirituality. If you want to know a little bit about Dr. Simone Bahu, he was a chiropractor for quite a bit of time. He's probably the best chiropractor I've ever been to. Now he's writing books and he talks on topics of spirituality and chakra and stuff like that. And I think that you'll find it very intriguing what he's done with his life. He's a fascinating person, and I think you'll enjoy him. Let's see if we can get him on the phone.
Hello.
Hi, Simone. This is Ann.
Hi, Ann.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Well, the first thing I want to ask you is about your book. I'd like to know a little bit about what it's about, just what it's about. So could you maybe tell us?
Sure. Yeah. The name of my first book is Ascension. Book 1, Me versus You.
Okay.
My definition of ascension with respect to the book is to aspire beyond the egotistical survival energy, and this is a little wordy, so just hang with me, of significance or insignificance as it relates to difference or indifference, or more simply stated, me versus you. When you aspire beyond the energy of me versus you, you find the energy of me and you, which is of essence, which is purpose, and effervescence, which is love. It is from this perspective of life that the 10 Commandments are no longer lofty, like easing into a warm bath or putting on your favorite sweater or shirt or pair of shoes. They just feel good. So the book is really about aspiring beyond the good fight. It's aspiring beyond anything that gets in the way of you completing your purpose and path and or reason for being here on Earth.
Nice. No, that is nice. Now, you did another book too, right? You're working on another one now, or is it published?
I'm working on book 2. This started out originally to be a trilogy, so book 2 is about me and you. So once you aspire beyond me against you, or me versus you, or the good fight, you find me and you. So it's about that. It's about me and you, and what the world would look like when you say the Our Father. The Our Father, or the Lord's Prayer, is really about creating heaven on earth, and it's really about aspiring beyond me versus you and finding me and you, and that's what this whole quest of mine in terms of ascension is all about. It's all about creating heaven on earth, just like the Our Father states.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm finding...
Now, I heard that in the book you mentioned something about a chakra. And I've heard the name chakra, but I don't really know anything about chakra. Could you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, in reference to chakras in my book, at the back of the book there is a meditation that you do to aspire beyond me versus you, or the good fight. So what you're doing is you're going back and healing your past. Where this came from is when people experience near-death experiences, they do a life review. And I thought, well, why not do a life review while you're alive? Go back and clean up your past, and what would that do? Well, what that does is that helps you see what it is that you're here for. So when you go back and rectify, reclaim, and experience reverie associated with your past experiences in terms of me versus you, you take that energy back and you remember who you are and what you're here for, as in purpose and path, or essence and effervescence. Now, chakras are vortices or vortexes along the subtle body of the body, along the spinal column. They are high energy centers along the spinal column, starting at the base of the spinal column all the way up to the top of the skull. There's 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's 7 of them.
So chakra is actually something that you can see. It's matter. It's not an idea. It's on your spine.
No, a chakra
I'm trying to understand this.
Yeah, no, that's fine. A chakra is a high energy center that...
Okay, it's an energy center.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And there are 7 of them. We have the crown, third eye.
Mm-hmm.
We have the throat, heart,
Mm-hmm.
sacral plexus, or solar plexus,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me. We have the sacral chakra, and then we have
Mm-hmm.
down in the lower area, the root chakra. Root chakra is for balance, masculine, feminine, yin and yang. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The sacral, which is the next one up, is all for you're here on earth creating and giving your gift. You're not on some other planet or in some other realm. You're here on earth, so you have to be grounded, and that's what the sacral chakra is for. The solar plexus, or the gut one, which is the next one up, is all about your own personal essence. The heart one is all about effervescence or love. Essence being purpose, effervescence being love. When you get to the throat one, your ability to communicate, okay, is what's most important with respect to the third eye and the crown chakra. Third eye is all about clairvoyance, okay? It's all about enlightenment.
What is the third eye?
The third eye, which is the one in between the 2 eyebrows. It's all about enlightenment. It's what one would refer to as Christ's eye, or the mind's eye, if you will. It's about when it's open, it gives you the ability to have clairvoyant experiences, out-of-body experiences, enlightenment, so on and so forth. And then the crown one, which is at the soft spot of the skull, in terms of when you're a newborn, that soft spot is the crown area. That's where all the information from the other side comes in.
Interesting.
And the other chakras allow you to interpret them and then express them in terms of your purpose and path or reason for being here on earth.
Mm-hmm. Now, is there something, I'm wondering, you said it has to do with the spine. So I'm a little, do you have to concentrate on the spine then, like you would in yoga or something like that? I mean, is it something you concentrate on?
The chakras are tied into the nervous system, and the spinal column. The spinal column encases and protects the nervous system. So they're all sort of tied in together, this mind-body experience here on Earth, okay? Light and information comes into the physical body. There has to be a way to express it, not only from a purpose and path perspective and neurologically, but they all have to be open and working properly for you to give your gift. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. So if they're not working properly, then it wouldn't work, right? They have to work properly.
The key word is they have to be open. They work properly when they're open. Because of all of our me versus you experiences here on the planet, the good fight, constantly fighting, that supersedes and shadows our ability to have our chakras work as they should, as opposed to being in a space of love and light. You're either doing fight or flight, or you're doing love and light. You do love and light, your chakras stay open. They are open. Your ability to bring in the information and communicate it from a path and purpose perspective is the ideal situation. When you're doing flight or fight or survival or me versus you, they're clogged up. They don't work properly. You don't have the ability to have clairvoyant activity going on in your life. There's no enlightened activity in your life at that point in time. You're just clogged up, shut down, fighting. That's the difference between open chakras and closed chakras, which I don't think anybody's ever really pointed out. That's a really, really key point, key ingredient, if you will, in the whole mixture of it all.
Could you tell who has a closed chakra and who has an open chakra?
Yeah, I mean, when you're open and you have the clarity and you're not, clogged up or fogged up or in survival, in fight or flight, you can see who is fighting that good fight. And if they're fighting the good fight, their chakras are closed. And that's how that works. Your chakras are open. When they're open, you're not fighting the good fight. You're in a place of peace, if you will. Okay? So yeah, you can. You can. When yours are open, you can see whose are not open. Yes, of course.
Oh, okay, okay. So, so you can do that, right? You're able to see.
Yes, of course. I am. Yes.
You can see. So do you think mine are open or closed?
I think yours are. I think yours are open. I think you have your moments when they're closed. That's a good question. You know,
Yeah.
you have to learn how
I
to.
don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if mine are open or closed. I need to read your book.
Probably a good idea.
So, so usually if yours are opened, then you can read if others are opened.
Yeah, that's where clairvoyance comes into play. You know, you have the ability once you get clear on it and your stuff doesn't get in the way, meaning you've cleared out enough of your past life, you know, BS if you will. When that stuff is out of the way and you have the clarity to not only see what others are up to, but what you're up to, you know, your life and your path is just that much easier. Now, I don't know if I answered your question, so you might want to say the question again, but hello?
Yeah, what was the question? Oh, you mean that if I asked you if yours are open, then you'd be able to see who else is open around you. You'll be able to see
that's
that.
where the clairvoyance comes into play. Then you know the you're opened up to a whole new dimension of reality, meaning you can hear other people's thoughts. It's not that you're a mind reader or need to take mind reading pills. It's just that you pick up on the vibration of their thoughts when you're quiet. If you're noisy, you're not going to hear them or you're going to misinterpret them. But yeah, that's what clairvoyant activity has to, you know, that's part of clairvoyant activity, along with being able to see the future before it happens. You know, understanding and knowing what's to come, and what you're left with is the experience on the forefront. You know, that kind of thing. That doesn't mean that you're gonna go to Las Vegas and pick the right numbers, but you know,
right.
Maybe
But you'll have a higher sense.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
You'll have a higher sense about people in general.
Higher level of sensitivity.
And I guess that's where the third eye comes in too, right?
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, you just have that higher sense. That's interesting. There's another thing I wanted to ask you. So in a way, you're also able to read the future a little bit.
You can see the future on the forefront when you've healed enough of your past me versus you experiences that you're clear on what it is that you're here for and what you're here to do. So your clairvoyant activity has to do with your path. Okay, that makes sense. So you can't read somebody else's path and see what their life has to hold. I mean, you could, I suppose, if you could if that was part of your path and your purpose. But if it's not, trying to do something that is not in alignment or not part of what you're here for won't work. That's why on this path we all have our own unique gifts. Okay?
Right.
And my gifts are going to be different than your gifts, not necessarily, but more than likely they will be, because my gifts have to do with my path and my purpose and what I'm here to and what I'm here to give in terms of my gift, so that everyone and all can experience more peace, love, and joy. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand. But you believe that the gifts that we have come from God. Do you believe in God?
Yes, I believe in God.
The gifts come from God.
My God isn't necessarily a singular something. My God is all expansive, you know, infinity. It is everything. It is everything that there is, was, and ever will be, you know, from love, from thought, you know, which is God. So my definition of God is rather expansive. It's just not a singular being that's going to decide whether or not I go to heaven or hell.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand. So we gotta wrap up now.
No, okay.
Okay, Simone.
All right.
But it was good to see you, and And thank you for coming on the show.
Okay.
And it was a joy to hear your voice once again.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to say this. I think that there's one thing that Chris wanted me to touch upon, and that is, I, Dr. Simone Mbahu, am on Facebook, and I also have my own website, drsimonenbahu.com, where you can get a copy of my book, Ascension, by clicking on My Books. And this is how we create heaven on earth. So I just wanted to put that in there really quick. I am on Twitter, but I'm not a big Twitter person, so at this point.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, you bet. Thank you so much.
You have a nice day. And
you too, Ann.
Hopefully I'll see you again soon.
I'll be back in the fall, and say hi to your mom too.
I will. Okay, bye-bye, Simone. So that's our show today, and hope you learned a little bit about what Simone Mbahu had to offer, and maybe you can get a copy of his book. And thanks again. Bye-bye.